Hello, good evening, guys. Welcome to our April 24th episode of our Daily Stock Market Insights, where we talk about your favorite stocks in the Philippine market. And, we can also talk about the stocks in the US market if you'd like to request for that. But here we just simply get your requests and we deep dive into each one of them and we share our thoughts around it. Okay, so I've already invited our friends in our Instagrams page, so let's wait for them. Let's probably give them 2 minutes more. It's 10:29 on my end here. Good evening, Carlos. Hi, Maria. Good evening. Second time here. Nice. I hope you'd consistently join us. So far, I've been very consistent in the past. Has it been 3 weeks now or 2 weeks? But normally we would really share our insights for any given day. But with me working from home, I assure you guys, I'll be very consistent every night. One thing I cannot commit though is the time, but I'll definitely give everyone a heads up in our Instagrams page each time we go live. But of course, if you are already subscribed to our channel, probably you can click a notification bell. I don't know where it is located exactly, but I know you get notified each time we are live. Okay, yes. So go ahead and drop a comment. I know the travel hero. Hi, Miss JD. Hello. Oh yeah, I remember. Let me just go back to my page. Some of them have already posted their request here. I know. So thank you, Instagrams, for allowing us to actively invite our friends here and join us in our YouTube live every night. Paano po sumali sa group study? I'll share a link to her. We are live now in YouTube. Here. There. And here. Okay, so here. See, I know I saw this earlier. Yep. Now let's go back to our chart. Maria, hi. Hello, Miss JD. Tel and JFC, please. Thank you. Sure. Tel and JFC. Okay. So I think we can already start. We already have a good amount of stocks to review. Let's check out psei. Ooh, look at that. Attempting to break the MA20 line. So this is not a good sign, guys. It's triggering the bearish side of the MA20. So check if so we initially plotted our support, I think, around this area previously, but that's not a good sign. There's a big chance that it'll continue to dip, and the next area that I see at the moment for the next support would be in this level, and hopefully it doesn't break that, but I see some more declines in the coming days. And I think this is the market's reaction to the extension of our extreme, what do you call that? Enhanced quarantine, ECQ, enhanced community quarantine. So that got extended in the Manila area, Luzon area, especially Metro Manila and Region 4A. That's gonna be our area, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna. So that is the effect of that. So we might see some more declines for the major stocks in the Philippine market. Okay, especially those stocks in the index. Good evening, Upyard Farming TV. Yomi here. Hello. Yes, I already subscribed and hit the notification bell last week. Papa. Nice. Galing-galing nyo, madam. Oh, really? Continue nyo lang po ito. Great help po sa'yo. Pusha. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Hopefully, someday when you become experts yourself, let's continue the mission to also share this knowledge that we have that we are currently acquiring, and then we share it to everyone. You can also do this in the future, like create your own YouTube page or YouTube channel, and then share your insights as well. So right now what we are doing, I am skilling myself at the same time you are skilling yourself. So consistency is the key for everyone, right? So let us just be patient. Someday we'll reach that level of skill set where we are already experts. Looking forward to that. Maria said, request na din po ako mwdie ICT AP. mwdie ICT and AP. There you go. Okay, let's continue. The first talk I have here is Mac. Okay, good sign for Mac over here. Very significant volume. Do you see that? It's significant volume. Just a good bounce at the MA20 line. So we were talking about a confirmation. I would always say wait for a green candlestick to come out before you enter. And for me, this is a confirmation of a possible bounce. Now, why do I still plot the support at the 4.66? The reason being is that, we all know that it could potentially go up, but it doesn't mean that it will go up overnight. Like the next day, it will go up right away. No, the reason why I'm doing a support at the 4.66, because I know some people will take profit, and the nearer you are in entering a stock, and the nearer you are at the support level, the better. Okay, so right now I feel that yes, it'll go up, but at any time you are given an opportunity between 4.6 to 5.09, that would be a best entry price. Okay, overall our sentiment for Mac is bullish. ABA has been moving very near a short-term resistance for the past how many days, and for me the red candlestick that we have for today is a little, a sign of weakness, or a message that it is going to dip and will most likely go back to our MA20 line, which is around this level. And that is because this used to be a support right here. And I will not be surprised, because when we start moving to the upside, normally, as we mentioned, it will do this. Sometimes it will slowly move up. Okay, it doesn't always move like that. Okay, it takes its time. So I think that just in case the market gives you a chance between 0.56 to 0.59, I feel that that would be a much better entry price. And I see some more bullish movements right after that. 0.56 for me is the support area. Okay, you already have some foreign buying happening right there. MWC. MWC, it has continued to decline, but I think we're very near our support area at the moment. Use this as your support. Look at this. This used to be your support level. Okay, that was a support area, and this used to be a resistance area. So in case it touches this level once again, and the stock shows some signs of possible reversal right at this level, then go for it. If it negates our analysis and it continues to dip, make sure to um, cut your loss early. PHA. This is a good sign. Look at that. I think you are about to face a change in direction. You're still at a healthy level, but just in case, people will take profit because that's already a significant increase in price, right? A lot of traders would be already satisfied at this level because for all you know, they already entered right here and might even take profit, allowing you to enter at a much cheaper price. But for me, I think 0.24 would be already a good entry price. Anywhere from this level to 0.26, that is a good entry price because look at the potential reward. You're right at the very bottom, but for now, I'd say maybe trade this, okay? Because when I say trade this, use a much faster time frame because you're fast approaching your overbought level. But if you're into this for long term, this area is already very, very promising uh, to enter at. Okay, tell. Okay, looks like we might face a possible breakout play for tell. Oh, well, so there's a resistance right there and it broke that resistance. There's another one right here, right? So if this continues to move up, because we're currently outside of the Bollinger Band, so each time you end outside of the Bollinger Band, the next possible movement is some more triggers to the upside. Same is true with this one, for example. It started triggering a downward movement here. We ended outside of the Bollinger Band, and then the next thing that happened is some more movements up downwards. Okay, this one too, we started triggering the upper band, then you have for a few days it triggered above it. And what about this? See that? It triggered outside the Bollinger Band, and then people, they're still undecided, right? It was just moving within that range, and then boom, eventually it broke out of that. So I feel that we might have some more movements to the upside for tell. JFC. Okay, I feel that JFC is just really going to go back at the MA20 level, particularly in this area right here. So if I may plot that, that would be a slight overshoot on the downside. There, 120 level, 120.48. So just in case it continues to dip a little bit, I'd say that is already a good bargain price for Jollibee. Okay, I feel that it will stop right here. Worst case scenario, it will stop at the other bottom here. So it might revisit that worst case scenario. Look at this. You already had foreign buying happening here. So if it dips, I think it will just go stop at the 120 level. Oh, okay. No problem. So the X date, so April 22nd was the X date. So if you are still within this stock, then you are part of the dividend. I personally am in GFC. I'm wide. By the way, let me go back to your window. How are you guys? Okay, so the last one I was able to capture was AP, Geraldo, wanted ICT, Cebu Pacific Pure Gold, and SM. Zell, God bless you, ma'am. Alvin, Tech, due to shares disposition, and ACPH, please. Thank you. Hi, ma'am, please. Dito and shlph. From Ray. From Kim, Fruit, Sun, and Dito. Ma for Leo Carl. All right. So let's take a look at after JFC, mwide. All right. For mwide, it is. I think it'll revisit. It's not. This is not a good sign, guys. It's attempting to break the MA20 line, so it's triggering that movement. So I feel that it will revisit your 6.13. Now, once we land in this level, and then your RSI is still showing an upward movement right here, then that is a good sign. But wait, we might achieve a bounce in the area where I have plotted it. ICT. ICT is also trying to revisit your MA20 line. However, as what I've mentioned previously, let's wait for a green candlestick to come out in this level before we can say that it will just move within this range before it goes up, right? Because sometimes it breaks that. So just in case it breaks that line, let's also plot the next possible support. And it is right at the 69.66 level at the moment. Cebu Pacific. Okay, I think this is a bounce for Cebu Pacific. This is the green candlestick. It started at that area and we ended slightly higher. Okay, so this is the support, right? This used to be a resistance right here. Okay, used to be a resistance right here. And then in today's market, we started at this level and moved higher. And I feel that it might continue to give us some more upward movement. Okay, you're still at a healthy level on your RSI. Pure gold. Pure gold. Okay, this is another confirmation that we are currently experiencing some difficulties breaking our resistance, and so I feel that it might decline further downwards in the coming days. Look at this. So we are moving within the same area of the resistance, right? And try to observe what happens on your RSI here. You are now experiencing decline in your momentum. So people feel that we are currently at an expensive level for pure gold. And it's just normal. Your stock will rest because this has been on an aggressive upward movement for the past 1 month now. SM. Okay, SM also triggering a bearish action at the moment. For today's market, it ended outside. I mean, lower than the MA20 line. So where could it possibly drop? Started to look at the weekly chart to give us a much clearer picture right here. Okay, so maybe, yep. I just feel that it might revisit your 702 level. Okay, around that area. But I'm not saying it will happen right in an instant because currently we are in a weekly chart. But looking at the formation of your candlestick, it's triggering a lower high, right? It bounced a little bit, but it is lower than the previous high over here. So it might trigger some more downward actions in the coming days. And the first area to challenge would be your 702 level. Reason for that is we saw some resistance areas right at this level, and this used to be a support here. Okay, so it might go to that area once again. Tech. What happened to tech? What about the dilution of someone mentioned about the dilution of the stocks? Alvin said tech due to shares disposition. Okay. All right, so I think people were just taking profit today because it's a Friday, it's profit taking day. Okay, so just in case this continues to move downwards, let's just use our MA20 level as a possible area of bounce. Okay, right, so we're now back in the daily chart. Let's use this level as our support. It might go back to that, right? So I think that's just given. We finally broke out of your previous resistance. Okay, and I mentioned this in our previous episodes that when we break your resistance, it normally goes up and revisits that before it goes a much higher high. What about ACEPH? Okay, I think this is a bounce in this level. Let's try to measure that in our Fibonacci retracement. So this is your Fibonacci retracement tool. If you use the wick up to the wick level of your lowest point, you also try to use the wick up here. And yeah, so just in case it'll dip for me, I'd say this is your next possible stop. Okay, you can even haggle and then wait for an entry at this level. If that gets broken, you will have up to this point. Okay, so the Fibonacci retracement tool says it can even go as low as this, but I don't feel safe. I don't think it's still healthy to catch it here, because if it breaks your MA20 line, I feel that it will now have a downward direction. So maybe your threshold, you can just negotiate and wait up to the 2.04 level. That's the lowest you could get. And if it breaks that, don't even attempt, because I feel that it will continue to go down. But if you're willing to wait, once it crosses your MA20 line downwards, don't look at these lines anymore. Wait for it at the 1.47 level and do a double bottom right there. Dito is, you're already at the resistance level. See that? It's showing a decline. This is a decline right here. Okay, while the price is just moving within this range, you are already at a resistance area. I feel that you will have some more weakness in the coming days, and we really cannot tell where it could potentially stop. Maybe up to your MA20 line. Normally it when it retraces or it bounces, your MA20 line is a key influencer of performance there. shlph. Okay, your shlph, wow, the increase in price yesterday was right away negated by profit taking today. So let us see if this sideways movement will still continue. And let's just create something like this. No, I'll create a box so that you have a Darvas box. Because normally when you move within that range, it will just follow the same pattern. Okay, so if you're given a chance right here, enter at this area when you see a confirmation of a bounce, and then if you see a weakness right at the short-term resistance right here, then that's where you also take profit. So support, resistance, and we're moving sideways within that range only. Fruit also giving us some signs of a bearish signal there, and let's plot our next possible support at this level. Okay, so this is a bearish signal, so it might revisit that. This used to be a support here and then a resistance here, also a significant drop here in the resistance, so it might revisit that once again. Okay, So we have Roku, mrsgi. Okay, and the travel hero, AGI and VLL, Bloom, STI, and House. Sure. And Zell, I hope you were able to hear our discussion around Dito. IDC was able to include that? Not yet. IDC and AGI is already there, but PXP not yet. Okay, let's continue. We already talked about fruit. The next would be sun. How is sun? Okay, wow, nice bounce for sun. It respected your MA20 line, and this is a green engulfing candlestick, meaning we're bigger than this red candlestick. Pair it with an increase in the volume, and we're also at a constricted Bollinger Band. And know that when we start triggering the upper band, you might see a big, significant increase in price. No, we can even possibly have a gap up or something to that effect. But this is a bullish signal for sun. Okay. But this one, look at this. We're at a very constricted, and then all of a sudden it was a big spike here and then continued upwards. Normally it only lasts for 2 to 3 days and then people take profit. And look at your RSI. You're still at a healthy level. You're not even overbought yet. So I think there will be promising movements for sun on Monday. Ma. Okay. Look at this. Triggering the upper band. People took profit, but just very near the area, and now it's starting to trigger some more. However, be extra careful. You're already up here at the overbought area, and you're also very near your resistance. So I think people will continue to take profit and might even reach up to that level, and then they take profit. Your only trigger there of a continuous upward trend is when the stock does not experience any difficulty in this area. It continues to move up. Because if you see like a red candlestick starting to form, normally the first red I see at the resistance area, that is already my sign that there could be some more triggers going down. Okay, so just take note of that. mrsgi. Okay, this for me is a sign of weakness, but let us see if it will continue to move up. But you're very near your next resistance in this level. So sometimes a red would come out and then a green. So maybe it could also do the same, but you're very near that resistance I'm looking at. And it might drop again. Okay, the next area where it will potentially drop would be right at this range here. Okay, you know why I placed it there? Because of this. This used to be a support, and this used to be an area of resistance. Now we broke that resistance, and if we go back, it'll go back and create a support at that level, and then goes up again. AGI. For AGI, not a good sign. It's starting to trigger some movements downwards here. So if it will drop, it will challenge this area, because we used to have your support right at this range. And let us say it drops up to this level. Okay, I mentioned earlier, the next step that you are going to do is check out your RSI. If we still maintain the same look as what we have right now, then that's going to be good. We might achieve a bounce in this space, 5.70 area. And the next one is VLL. VLL just moving sideways. It's really undecided, and it's so hard to tell. Could be this could be your short-term resistance, and this could be your short-term support. So I think don't take any action for now. Let's wait which area. Is it going to be on the upside or downwards? That will be explored in the coming days. Okay, although we're slightly higher than the MA20 line, we're still not safe because sometimes it overshoots and goes down, right? So look at this one. It has a tendency to act that way. You are already above the MA20 line, very close to the MA20 line, and all of a sudden it starts to trigger an action crossing the MA20 line downwards. Then look what happened next. Some more declines. So boom, this is not a good sign. We are already below the MA20 line and we're just sitting right at the lower Bollinger Band, and this is a very constricted band. So all the signs are giving or pointing downwards at the moment. So I'd say it might drop up to this level and do a double bottom. So this is your first bottom, and see if when it drops in that area, let's see if it will just stabilize, move sideways, and then goes up again. Because your sign here is that you have, let's say it drops right here and maintains the same look, then that's your trigger. STI. Okay, I think this is already a bounce for STI. Now, although we're still at the, within the same range, what we wanted to see is an engulfing candlestick, which is higher than your previous red. But I think it will just move within this range in the coming days because you're at the oversold level. So this is already cheap, and you have a green, although not fully engulfing yet. But I feel that the market will give you a chance at 0.34. And if it does, then it might move upwards in the coming days. House. House. Oh, it's triggering a decline. We ended outside of the lower Bollinger Band. Although we are already at the oversold area. Look at that. We're at the oversold area. We're not 100% sure. It might continue to dip and maintain the same look. But even in your RSI, it's not giving us that very concrete, obvious. Although there is a slight increase here, but we might just move within this range. Okay, within that range, I don't feel that it will continue to really give us a significant drop. We're already at the bottom. Not yet. Maybe it will drop up to this point. You had your support previously here. Okay, and you're very near this one wick here. Is that even a, oh, it's a volume. So it might just revisit the 10.06 area. Okay, you might just go back to that again because you used to have your support here. And if it continues to drop, it might drop in this level because there was a consolidation that happened right here around 8.72. Right at that area. Okay, so some more bearish signals I see, but you're already at the oversold. Hopefully we could achieve a bounce really soon. PXP is also already, you're moving above the MA20 line for several days. I think it's just waiting for that big jump in the price. So what I can do here is let's use this ascending line as our support level. Okay, let me see if we can also do the same right here. Where could it possibly? Yeah. Okay, so that is our so it might move within this range. Okay, so use this lower line, lower diagonal line as our support, and each time it touches that, there might be some rejection that will happen, but the moment it breaks out of that line, then you have a breakout play. Okay. Uh-huh. Well, hi, Mr. D. Carlos Cruz. Regarding shlph, if you drag back to 2017, it shows a continuous downtrend. Should we stay away from shlph? Um, are we done with shlph? Okay. Shlph has been on decline for a long time, and with the oil industry is badly hit at this point, so there's really no concrete timeline yet as to when it can recover or when are we going to stop the pandemic. As long as we are still in this extreme quarantine worldwide, the demand for oil is still very, very low, and the supply is overflowing. So it might take some time, and it might even trigger some more downward movements. That's what I'm afraid of. So I really don't know where you entered, uh, at what price you entered, but if you're just negative by a few percent, I suggest stay away for now. And yeah, if you want to still trade this, just use a faster time frame and execute your plans really, no mercy. If it negates your analysis, it if it drops by your tolerable percent loss, then exit, because I'm not too confident that it will recover anytime soon. Okay, if it will recover, I don't see a significant bounce, only short-term bounces right there. The next one, good PM is J. Ricardo. Johan bought ACPH too high. I'll sell some on Monday and then average down. Let me see. At what level did you buy? But if you're already profitable, if it was bought at a high level, if you're profitable, lock in some profit, and you are correct, use that buying power to buy some more shares when it dips. That way, you're just using the same capital to increase the volume and decrease the average price. Thank you, Ms. JD, for checking. AGI, VLL, and Bloom. Yep. To Go was made to explain about their unusual price hike. They just denied any participation with a sudden increase, and that's it. Interesting. So I don't know if you guys were able to enter, but let's take a look at To Go. I was looking at this earlier today, and I don't really feel good, even though there was an increase in price. But I really feel that um, next possible movements would still be on a decline. So we were right yesterday. We said that I, if I can recall, there might even be a gap up. Then it will go up, and then people will start taking profit. And it happened, although we're still green because we're a little higher. But imagine those people who may have entered at 12.51. They might have a difficult time recovering again when this continues to go back at this level, because sometimes when it declines, it just goes back to its actual market value. So I hope it doesn't go back to the original price. Hopefully it stops right here. But I feel that people who are profitable will continue to take profit, bringing the price even lower. And you are already at the overbought area. So guys, just take note of that. Okay. So I think if you're already profitable, I think you are so lucky, and consider taking profit. Done na ba? TVGI from Upyard Farming TV. Okay, let's do that. TVGI. Okay, no, good job. I'll try to recall my analysis for TVGI yesterday, and if I can remember it right, we felt that it will continue to move up because we are already at pos- uh, uh, the lower end of this price range. Okay, so same recommendation. This is a secondary stock. Normally, as soon as people uh, are profitable, they don't wait for a significant increase in the price, especially because the number of trades we have here is only 142. So imagine that there are only approximately around 40 to 60 people trading this, because it's either one person buys and also sells. What if he does it multiple times, right? So there's only a few people engaged in this stock, so it's really scary because what if those are just group of friends with so much capital, and when they all decide to get out of this trade or get out of the stock, then it will definitely bring the price lower and probably go back to this area. Okay, so if you are already profitable, be very very careful. Probably use a much faster time frame on Monday, because if you use a much faster time frame, you could get signals that you are already displaying signs of weakness, and then from there you can take profit. Done na ba dito fruit, Mac Green, and AXLM from Nathaniel? Let me see. So we talked about dito. Fruit is done. Mac is done. First stock. I'll talk about green. I'll check that out. Green and AXLM. Okay. Let's talk about green. Okay, still pushing the price higher. Interesting. But there's foreign selling right here. Maybe it'll continue to move up. Where could it possibly stop? Maybe here. Let me go weekly. Okay, very good. Very obvious line. Look at that. The reason why I said that that will be our next resistance, this is it. I saw this, and it might continue to move up, but you have your resistance at 150. Take note, I am in a weekly chart, so it is possible that the entire week next week could still be bullish and could even reach up to your MA20 line. So guys, take note, it is an area, so it could either be a slightly higher or slightly lower than 1.58. I'm just plotting it there because I saw this. This can act as your resistance area, because this used to be a support. You know what this stock did? Because it had a gap up right over here, it just revisited that. Okay, it just revisited your gap, filled your gap, and then it goes back again. So which is a good sign there. The next one would be AXLM. Okay, wow, your AXLM is showing obvious resistance here from where it is at right now, and you're at the weekly chart. So be extra careful. You might experience some profit taking. Okay, profit taking in this area, but I could be wrong. In some occasions, remember, your resistance can also be broken, and once we see that happening, your previous resistance becomes a support. So let us say on Monday it moves up, continues to move up, and it might revisit and go up again. Okay, so those are the possible movements, but currently we're sitting at a resistance. So if it dips again, it will revisit your MA20 line, which is 2.46. Okay, you know why I placed it there? Right here, support, used to be a support as well. So if that gets revisited, it will just test your support. Okay. Uh, so from Dong, he wants us to review MPI and JFC. Okay, let's put it there. Well, I already checked JFC, I just recalled, but this is everyone's stock. So JFC might go back to the 120.48. This is a sign of weakness that we have here. I feel that, yeah, let's just be a little conservative. I know that it might potentially create a new stabilization right here, but just in case it breaks that, it will most likely go back to your 120.48. What about MPI? Okay, revisiting your MA20 line, and let's just hope that it doesn't break that. Okay, but if it breaks that, it might create another. Let's try the weekly chart. I hope it doesn't really break it, but yeah, it might go back to this level. We're still doing technically sideways movement here. 2.43. Yeah, right there. It might revisit your 2.43 area. What about classic pump and dump yan to go through? Yeah, so be very, very careful, guys. Um, what about EEI from Lionel? Good evening, ma'am. Paki-include EEI and Maxis. And by the way, salamat sa insights about ALLHC last night. Maganda ang closing today. Sana tuloy-tuloy until next week. Right. So, our insights, did you mean that our insights for ALLHC was correct? I only get I get to review my work after our live, but I'll try to review it before my live, so that you can build on the story from yesterday's insights. Yep. So this is a good move for ALLHC, and I think I feel that we might have some more bullish actions, but just stay on the safe side because there are so many traders in this period of time. They might have some more movements to the upside, but it's given that they will take profit. But overall, you might have some days red, but overall now the sentiment might be bullish. We've already started to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, and I think it's just the beginning. Your volume here is there's a significant increase in the volume, so that's a good manifestation there. What about EEI and Maxis? Let me just put it there. We discussed ALLHC and then EEI and Maxis. See, it revisited because we started triggering the lower Bollinger Band. We're still within that range, still at the support level, so it's starting to become a risk at the moment. 5.01 would be the support area that we have, so I hope it doesn't break that. Let's wait for, if you're interested, if you feel that this stock is already cheap, just wait for a green candlestick to come out and confirm our bounce area, which is 5.01. Your RSI is starting to show a bullish divergence over here, so that could already be an advanced signal from our RSI that we might just move within this area, and a green candlestick would be the best trigger there. Maxis, same. You know what? I feel that it's just trying to create a support in this area. Could be, right? Let's see. Yes. Looks like it is respecting. See, I was about to plot it here, but looks like it respects the 5 point what is this? 5.85 level. So this is the line it's trying to respect. So let's see if it will maintain the stabilization right here. If it drops further, catch it at the MA20 line, which is at the same time your 0.618 level. If it breaks that, I don't recommend anymore. Because it might drop here and create a bounce, but normally I don't feel good when it's already lower than 0.618. Annie from Upyard Farming. Oh, nice. Good picks. Very good. This is a possible breakout play, right? This used to be your resistance right here, and then we started triggering that, and we're also triggering the upper Bollinger Band. So nice pick over here. So if in case it gives you a chance at a 7.82, as I feel that there will be more movements to the upside because of this volume. We're already overbought, but given that we have dropped significantly, you might have some more movements to the upside. Look at that. Look at that. There you have it. Okay. So interesting formation right there. Okay. GFC is forming downtrend line. Yes. It might revisit your so if you are to draw a trend line here, okay, let me see. Yep, so that's your downtrend. If it drops again, it might create a lower low, but we don't know which area. It could potentially go low. So we just really hope that it still will respect your MA20 line, but I feel some more movements right here, just in case it drops. Another area to, of course, challenge would be a double bottom when it reaches here. So reaches this level again. So we touch base again and check out if it will indeed jump at that point. Okay, so still some opportunities for us to get Jollibee at a much cheaper price if you want to add more volume. I think I mentioned this to answer Dong's question. I feel that the lowest we could get would be a revisit of the previous bottom for psei. So this is what we are currently facing. This is not a good sign for psei because it's triggering the lower or the MA20 line downwards. So the first area, we still have to plot it here because sometimes we don't really know whatever news that might come out in the following weeks, right? That's why we're still plotting at some areas for possible support. But because we're extending the quarantine, I feel that the lowest we could get right now is a double bottom. It's not impossible for me, as what I'm assessing, that as I assess the situation, it's not impossible for us to revisit a double bottom. So this is your previous bottom. It might go back to that area again. Let's try GMA, ABS, MRC from Geraldo, Costco, and FPH. Okay, let me check that, and I'll add that to our list. Double bottom kaya for PSEI. I feel that it will do a double bottom for PSEI. Or square root. What is the square root? Nathaniel, I'm learning something new from you today. Okay, let me, while you give me the answer for what the square root is, I'll check out Where are we now? GMA 7. 7. 17 trades. And we're below the MA20 line. I feel that we will still have, it'll take some time before we can see some increase or some movements to the upside for GMA 7. Okay. And we might revisit also, the previous bottom right here for this stock. ABS. I don't know what's happening. I have not really opened my TV for a few weeks now, except for Netflix. I don't know how are the local networks pushing through with their services, or do they even have shows? I haven't really tried opening ABS and GMA for a long time. Anyway, ABS also having the same fate right here. We're starting to push some more declines here. And check this out. That could be a possible area that it will revisit. 15.77. Next, MRC. It's a sign of weakness. It's a confirmation of some more weakness here. So this used to be a weakness. And this one too. Maybe. Okay, first area that we can use as a possible bounce would be this. If it goes down further, we use the MA20 line. Okay. So the reason why we see it here as a possible support is because you had your previous resistance here and also a support formed here. So these are the two areas. Okay, but we might have more profit taking in the coming days. Those are our support areas. What square root of 4 is plus minus 2? Why did we reach the square root discussion? I can't recall. What is square root formation? Let me just search that. That's something new. You guys are too advanced already. Square root pattern. I know. Oh, there is. Is this the one? Okay, so there is a square root. Okay, let's square root theory. Okay, that's another probably look at this square root. So I searched and looks like there is indeed a concept or a formation that's square root. Maybe this could be a good topic to talk about in one of our videos. Yeah, I'll try to see. Okay, URC is still holding at 118 for this week, Miss JD. Any sign po kaya na possible bumalik sa 110? Mukhang matatag siya dahil sa dividend. Let me go back to that. Oh, hold on. So let me finish Costco and FPH, and then we talk about URC. Costco. Okay, we're still within the range. It might just continue to move sideways here. Okay, so just be extra careful. If it breaks that 4.78 area, then we might trigger some more declines, and could be here or here, right? FPH. Okay, so this could be a sign of weakness as well. We might go back to our MA20 line for FPH, First Philippine Holdings. But I hope you're already profitable, so I suggest you lock in some profit probably before it goes down further, as I feel this is already a trigger or a sign that this stock might rest for some time before it goes up. Now let's talk about URC. 110. My honest take is that I'm closely monitoring the MA20 line. A green engulfing candlestick would be a good sign of a possible bounce. For 3 days straight now, we're just 110. I don't see a concrete pattern at 110 though. Right, I see 110 reach. Sayang hindi ko ata inabutan EI. Do you think it will bounce at 5 level? Just got off the meeting. Work from home is live. But stock market trading is live. Yes, I feel you. You know, when we're working from home, meetings left and right non-stop because everyone is so gung-ho to work, and you are also within their reach where everything's mobile and online, so meetings amazing. A 9-hour, and we end up working 12 to 16 hours. Interesting. Anyway, let me backtrack a little bit. Yeah, Maria, to answer your question, I see 116, and if it will drop, it might go down to 105 for URC. Upyard from Farming TV. Yeah, Jesse, was it Jesse or you? Nathaniel said square root. That could be an interesting topic to explore in the next video. I got intrigued by that. It's a new term for me. And let me see what insights I can share around it. What do you think of X, Miss JD? Ed, I'll also go back to EI just to be sure. Okay, X is giving us a sign of weakness. Okay, this doji over here is already your first trigger that there could be a change in direction. In today's candlestick, that is a confirmation, and we might have some more movements downwards here, and could it potentially drop first. It will challenge 0.59 first before it goes back to your 0.54 area. Okay, so we're looking at a possible bounce in these areas. What about EEI? Yeah, EEI, we see a 5.01 as a possible bounce area. Just got off. Yeah, 5 peso. 5.01, 5 peso would be almost the same. But we want to see a green candlestick to come out and really confirm that bounce. If we continue to trigger and push the price lower, then that will not be a good story. Remember, we are in a constricted Bollinger Band, and the moment which side it gets triggered, that's where the sentiment is going to move. Like this one, okay? It got triggered downwards here, and that's gonna be a massive downfall if that happens. That's why we're really waiting for that confirmation before we get in, even though we feel that there are already some other elements there that would already prove the possible bounce. Let's just be a little conservative because our situation right now is tricky. IDC forming a double cup and handle. Okay, how does a double cup and handle look like? So I know a cup and handle, but double cup and handle pattern. Okay, one, double cup and handle. I want to see a clear description. Okay, so here's a double cup and handle. But there are so many lines, I hate it. Okay, so first one and then another one. So does it have to be a much higher curve than the previous curve? Let's see. But this one is much lower. Yep. What I see here previously, this is a perfect example of a double bottom. When it touched the 1.54, notice this, 1.54, first bottom, revisited, second bottom, and that was already your trigger because between the first and the second bottom, your RSI is forming an upward direction. So from this point against this point, you have a much higher RSI. That's why it triggered an upward movement. But I'm not confident with the double cup and handle that we're looking at. So I'm thinking it has to be a much higher, like this. See this? This is much higher than this one. Maybe that's it. I can probably read more about it. Okay. Any idea? Okay. Let me see. EEI is on bad spell due to Better Business Bureau funds to be used for ECQ. Let us see. I have not really read about it. Do you can you share some links here where we can get some more insights and information? Upyard. Laki ng sell-off kay EEI for the last 3 days. So yeah, scary, right? Because especially because it's a constricted Bollinger Band, and I'm scared when I see that, and the sentiment is downwards. Any idea what would happen from Travel Hero? Any idea what would happen to the stock, AC Energy, and MWC after Ayala consolidates the two listed firms? AC and MWC. I haven't really read around some facts around it and see, but for now I'm just looking at really most of my insights are for technicals. But if you know, maybe share your thoughts, guys. My thought would be if Ayala is really the financial health of Ayala, and it is going to handle both, it could probably lift the price of one that's not performing well. So for instance, AC against MWC. MWC is declining. AC also declining. But we have some, triggers that mean some areas where we look at for possible bounce. But overall, I cannot comment yet. let me read through that some more. Daming EW topic. East-West topic? What's EW? Anyway, square root and DCNH. What's DC? Okay. New topic? Daming new topic. Okay. Maybe you missed an N right there. Yeah, there are new topics to study, and yeah, we can get some insights right there. Although, guys, you don't have to learn all the lingos in the stock market, right? Just get some indicators or some concepts that you are comfortable in using. Okay, these are good to know facts. But if you're not confident in playing those games or those trades, just stick to your plan. Stick to whatever you're comfortable using. Um, I agree, but the cancellation of dividend is a good move. Continuation of construction projects would be beneficial for the company. Still monitoring the price action. Okay, thanks for sharing. Add ACEPF absorb MWC. So maybe, guys, if you can leave a link here so we have more resources to also read through, that would be amazing. Is that the reason why AC is also declining? Yeah, I see AC, MW, AC declining, MWC declining as well. Well, we're very near a support level though. And you said ACPH? I don't think ACEPH is ACEPH connected with that. I'm not 100% sure. Gave way. AC gave way 51% control to Razon. AC actually forming CNH cup and handle. Yeah. AC, let me see. Hmm. How are you looking at this? Like this one? Do you see it like this? Cup and handle. One and it's so hard to draw. Right. Maybe you can share a picture later on. If you're in Instagrams, you can also draw that image and then share a picture to everyone and probably tag me or uh yeah, so I can also learn from you. I'm not very confident with the handle part. Red News AC gave a actually forming upyard cup and handle. I think cancellation of the dividend is bad move for EEI. Oh, why did they cancel? This one you mean is gonna be canceled? I'm reading the news. EEI Corporation, in furtherance of its aim to ensure the continuity of the company and thus protect the interests of its stakeholders, employees, and other stakeholders from the threatening effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, deems it prudent to cancel the previous cash dividend declaration made last March 13th in the amount of 40 cents per share to all common stockholders. Oh, that's not good. This one? Where was that? March. So that's why it's not showing anymore, probably. Oh, okay. Maybe the health condition of their finances is also in bad shape right now. So this could be one. At least with that news, you right away know that they've been affected. And yeah, you can have a double bottom here But given that news, sometimes it overrules. Am I using the right term? All technicals that you have might not even work because of that. Okay, so be extra careful. So I mentioned earlier, I see a possible double bottom right here, and we need to wait for a green candlestick. All the more that we really have to, because there could be a threat that it might break your uh, support that we've plotted right there. Okay, AC for me is forming inverted cup, which is a bearish inverted cup. You gotta teach me that. Inverted cup. Oh, where will we draw? Where will we start the drawing? Okay, we have to probably wait a few more days to really see this being formed. Okay. Right. So looks like I have reviewed all your requests, right? Have I? Okay. Anyway, for those people who have not subscribed yet, I am inviting you guys to hit that subscribe button, and so you are always um, notified whenever we go live. And of course, this is something that I have committed to myself, and I am inviting each one of you guys to join me every night. We are reviewing, we are doing, this is a group study. Okay, look at it as a group study. Not all information will come from me, because as I mentioned in my previous videos, I am I have a day job, and I am only basing my analysis and insights on technical analysis. So it would be a game changer if you would also be able to share some news that I may not be aware of, and that would be a good way to share our thoughts. So this is a group study community. Okay, let's put it that way, because someday you guys will be very good at what you do, and some of the insights will also come from you. Okay, if you have not liked the video yet, I'm inviting you to like it. Okay, so thanks Miss JD Halong Permida sa no ari kuya sa Philippines. Yeah, I was just in Singapore for the entire month of December and mid January. I had training there for 1 month, and I'm already back here in Manila. um, Great night of learning. Very good. Thank you guys. I'm really happy that I'm able to share my thoughts and my, little knowledge about the stock market here. In the meantime, you have a good night as well, Travel Hero. Thanks, Miss JD, for sharing your knowledge. Okay? I'll try to research more on the new terminologies we have learned today. Okay? The square root and the inverted cup and handle, or the cup and handle, double cup and handle, and inverted cup and handle. I might make I might create a video out of those two. Okay? Abikora kasi SG. No, I just stayed there for um a month. Yeah, but I really miss Bacolod. If you're from Bacolod, then we're in the same province. Uh, I hope everyone's safe in your place, and yeah, you take care. Have a happy weekend. Enjoy Netflix. I'll do. It's time to watch Netflix after a long week of hard work. All right, you take care. Bye bye for now.